Milestone 5, Task 2. And Jasmine, you have reshot your culinary task. You have Publix Pure Honey, Clover Honey is your subject. So let me talk a little bit about the overview. You have your collection. You have your keywords. And you have flagged your your two best images. First of all, and I'm also looking at, you have your color coding, which is great. I would like to see, remember, half of your images vertical, half horizontal. That gives you a lot more variety to choose from. So looking at the images, you took the honey, you not only have the container, but you have a wonderful setting. You have an interesting tablecloth to bring more variety into the image. You have pancakes and oatmeal and different things the honey goes on, some of it with forks. Wonderful props in the images. I'm going to make a couple of suggestions just for future reference. I think that your setup is great. You're a little, you have some close-ups. I would get even further away on some of these images or shots. And then by having vertical images, give you a variety. You need to move around a little bit to see what is best. But your lighting is good on all of these. I like the sunflower on the backdrop. Here, for instance, on number 5, you're kind of cropping out with this vases or whatever with the flowers. I think showing part of that would be good. That's where the vertical would be good. Even more of the flower in this. You don't have to get that close in. The eye will move to using rule of thirds. This is something you'll learn. Where you put your composition. So no matter how much you have in the composition, if you have it placed properly or use selective focus, then you can definitely see what is the most important or the main subject in your images. But I think you did a great job on this. You really, did a lot with setting it up and getting an environment going. And you may even have taken more of the vertical shots. Even here with the chair in the background, I'd probably like to see a little bit more of the chair. Also remember that there's cropping in publication, so if you have a little bit extra on the edges, it certainly can't hurt. Just always considering total composition. And your website looks good. You have a title on it, a subtitle, place to contact you. Probably like to see maybe more vertical, but the vertical shot you have is pretty good. It seems a little tilted, so you can straighten that up in your Lightroom so that it's standing, you see straight up and down. I think the shots with the full table are, really interesting. I really like this one as one of your best images, the bottom middle. If you had numbers on these two, it makes it a little bit easier to discuss. And this last one is a nice shot. Of all of these images, number 3, or the third one on the top, seems to have a little bit of a blue cast, color cast to it. It's not quite matching the rest of the imagery, so you may want to go back in and get rid of some of that color cast. You can see how the yellow has turned into this kind of green color, and the pancakes don't look as enticing as they look in image number 4. Probably your weakest image, when you just center it, have the honey and it's just centered, it's not working as well. So I think the first image is probably the weakest image. Even though the honey is centered here, there's a pattern that helps to relate to it. So you may want to change out image number 1. So those are just a couple of suggestions, but you did a fantastic shots on this. Again, I think number 8, this middle bottom row is probably the best image of the series that I like. And if you look at your very last image, that also seems to, I don't know if it's a blue cast. The yellow seems fine on the top. It seems like it's a little bit bluer on the bottom. It may be one to use a graduated filter on. So overall, great job on this. Going back into culinary. Any questions, please contact me.